Hello, welcome back. I'm Mr. Luis, and in today's lesson we'll focus on the critical concepts of variables in psychological research. In this section, we'll dive into the definitions, manipulation, measurement, and control of variables, the key components that shape every psychological study. These elements ensure that our experiments are clear, reliable, and scientifically sound. Variables are the heart of psychological experiments. They're anything that can change or be changed, making them central to how we test and observe different factors. In every experiment, there are independent and dependent variables. The independent variable, IV, is what the researcher manipulates, while the dependent variable, DV, is what's measured to see how it changes in response to the IV. For example, if Dr. Huang is exploring whether comfortable chairs improve students' work rates, the IV would be the type of chair, comfortable or uncomfortable, while the DV would be the student's work rate. It's crucial that the IV is operationalized. This means clearly defining how the variable is being manipulated and measured. In Dr. Huang's case, operationalizing comfortable and uncomfortable chairs could be done by specifying them as chairs with soft cushions or chairs with harder surfaces. The aim of a study is the purpose behind the research, the question the researcher is trying to answer. For example, Dr. Huang's aim might be to explore whether more comfortable seating leads to better focus and productivity. A clear aim guides the entire experiment, helping to ensure that the variables are measured appropriately. Once the aim is defined, the next step is to create a hypothesis, which predicts the expected relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable. A non-directional hypothesis simply predicts that there will be a relationship between the two variables, but it does not specify the direction of this relationship. For example, Dr. Huang might predict that there will be a difference in work rates between students sitting in comfortable chairs and those sitting in uncomfortable chairs. A directional hypothesis goes a step further by predicting the direction of the relationship. In this case, Dr. Huang might predict that students sitting in comfortable chairs will have a higher work rate than students sitting in uncomfortable chairs. On the other hand, a null hypothesis suggests that there will be no relationship or effect between the variables. For example, Dr. Huang's null hypothesis would state that there is no difference in the work rate of students sitting in comfortable versus uncomfortable chairs. Control is key to ensuring that the experiment tests only what it is intended to test. We want to make sure that no other factors are influencing the DV except for the IV. These extraneous factors are called confounding variables. For example, in Dr. Huang's study, factors like lighting, room temperature, or noise levels could all impact students' ability to work. By controlling these variables, making sure they're the same for everyone, Dr. Huang can be confident that any difference in work rate is due to the type of chair, not some other external factor. Standardization refers to the process of ensuring that all participants are treated the same way. This is done by using standardized instructions and procedures across all participants. For example, Dr. Huang would make sure that each student is given the same instructions on how to perform their task, ensuring fairness and consistency throughout the experiment. To sum up, understanding and controlling variables is at the core of designing reliable psychological experiments. By defining our variables clearly, formulating hypotheses, controlling confounding factors, and standardizing procedures, we ensure that our experiments produce valid, meaningful results that can be trusted and applied in real-world scenarios. That's all for today's lesson on the manipulation and control of variables in psychological research. Remember, the clearer and more controlled our variables are, the more confident we can be in our findings. Stay tuned for the next lesson. Goodbye.